Hello everyone, welcome to Barca News. It is February 18th, 2025 and La Liga have updated their salary caps. I'm going to tell you what is Barcelona's. Also, Hansi Flick has explained what happened with Jules Koundé and Robert Lewandowski during yesterday's match against Rayo Vallecano. And finally, Barcelona met with Frankie de Jong's agent in order to lay down the groundwork for a possible renewal. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Mo and we will begin this video with the good news that La Liga have updated their salary cap. And well, Barcelona's salary cap has officially increased since the summer. Now that the winter transfer market has officially closed, La Liga has updated their salary cap. And well, as you can see from the chart currently on your screen, Barcelona have a salary limit of 463.6 million, which is almost a 37 million euro increase from their summer salary cap, which sat at 426 million euros. So that's definitely great news for Barcelona, who will now be allowed a little bit more room and more leeway to register and sign players. Now, the salary cap is calculated based on the club's financial activity, how much money they make, how much money they spend, etc. And based on that, the salary cap is issued, and the salary cap is the maximum that Barcelona can spend on salaries of the first team players, coaches, assistant coaches, fitness coaches, etc. Also the reserve team, which is Barca Athletic, and the youth academy, plus all the other sections such as hockey, basketball, etc., etc. And well, Barcelona's salary cap has increased once again, which is great news because it had been dropping. Now in September of 2022, it was around 656 million euros, and it dropped all the way down to 204 million euros in February of last year. So that's a 400 million euro drop. And then it went back up to 400, and now it went up more to 460. So we are definitely on the right track. Now, on to the next bit of news, because as you know, Jules Koundé did not start in yesterday's match, and there were reports stating that the reason why is because he was late. And well, Hansi Flick clarified that in the post-match press conference after the win over Rayo Vallecano, when the German coach said, "There is nothing more to add on the subject. On match day, all players know what to do. It's very important that they are on time. I don't think it's too difficult. It's not just for me, but for the players, for the club, and the fans." So Hansi Flick confirming that yes, Koundé did show up late, and that's why he did not start. And I really like this attitude by Hansi Flick, because this is very important to maintain authority over the locker room. Because if you set rules and then somebody breaks them and there's no punishment, that player is bound to continue breaking them, because if there's no repercussion, what's the point of following the rules? And not only that player, but then other players start seeing that too, and they're like, hey, that guy is breaking them, he doesn't get punished, then I'm going to break them too, because nobody's going to get punished. And that's how you lose control over your locker room. But Hansi Flick here, setting rules, repercussions, and following through. And that's very important, especially because it's Koundé. It's very easy to punish someone like Pablo Torre or Pau Victor, a player that you don't really use. But it's very difficult to punish a starter and someone who's very important. So Hansi Flick, being a leader, being the coach, setting the rules, setting repercussions, and following through regardless of who it is. And that's very important, because we've seen how under previous coaches, they lost completely control of the locker room because they let the big dogs rule the locker room, more specifically under Valverde, Setien, or Koeman. Well, mostly Valverde and Setien, where, Messi and company used to rule the locker room, and the coaches had very little power, and Flick refusing to let that happen to him. Now, Hansi Flick also explained what happened with Lewandowski, because Lewy was subbed out and he looked very upset. And this is what Hansi had to say. I think for him, speaking of Lewandowski, of course, it's always about his desire to score goals and win. But in the end, it's my decision. I decide what's best for the team, not for the individual. So it's not up to him. I always support him. I always give him the chance to start games, and I'm happy with his performance today because he scored a very important goal. So again, Hansi Flick exerting his power, his leadership. Hey, I understand Lewandowski is a competitor. He's a goal scorer. He wants to play every minute. But guess what? I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're Lewandowski, Messi, Lamine, whoever. I'm the one who decides who plays and who doesn't. And that's, again, very, very important because coaches have to have authority over their players. If they don't, we've all seen the consequences. Locker rooms fall apart, and as a result, their performance also takes a huge, huge hit. So very, very happy with Hansi Flick and the way he is managing the locker room, not just the players on the field, but off the field as well, because that's also very important for the team's success. Now, speaking of Lewandowski, I came across this chart on Mundo Deportivo, but Lewandowski is 1 goal away from matching his best season at Barcelona, and it's only February. Now, during Lewandowski's first season, he scored 33 goals for Barcelona. During his second season, he scored 26. Now he has 32, ladies and gentlemen. And again, it's only February. We still have the rest of the month. We have all of March, April, May, maybe a little bit of June if we make it all the way to the final. So there's no doubt that Lewandowski will surpass his best season at Barcelona, and by a lot, which just goes to show that Lewandowski is having a really good season under Flick, despite what everyone likes to say, that he's old, that he's washed, that he sucks, that the team plays worse. And in fact, his goal against Rayo Vallecano, which gave us the 3 very important points and the lead in La Liga, made Lewandowski join the club of some pretty exclusive players. With that goal, Lewandowski reached 20 goals in 23 matches in La Liga. Again, 20 goals in 23 matches. That's almost 1 goal per match. But people want to tell you he's old, he's washed, he sucks, we should get rid of him. But anyways, now this record has made Lewandowski part of a very exclusive club where in the last 15 years only a total of 4 players have been able to accomplish that, Lewandowski being one of them, the other 3 being Lionel Messi, who last accomplished that, 20 matches in 20 goals in 23 matches in the 2019-2020 season, and also Luis Suarez and Eto'o. So Lewandowski matching the numbers of Messi, Eto'o, and Suarez. Pretty impressive. And of course, Lewandowski currently sits as the top goal scorer of the Spanish league. Now, that's not the only impressive record that was achieved during yesterday's match, but also Lamine Yamal reached 100 matches in professional football or in top division, however you want to put it, because Lamine has now officially played 83 matches for Barcelona in first division and 17 matches with the Spanish national team, bringing his tally to 100 matches, which you might say, that's not really impressive. It is when you take into consideration that he's only 17 years old. It takes players 4 or 5 seasons to get to 100 matches when they first start their careers, because they don't start every match. They spend a lot of time on the bench. And Lamine Yamal at 17 years old, he already has 100 professional matches under his belt, during which he has scored 18 goals and 18 assists, which, of course, as he gets older, gets better, and improves his finishing, those numbers are only going to skyrocket. Anyways, let's end this video with the news that Frankie de Jong Frankie de Jong's agent, Ali Dursun, met with Deco today in order to establish the groundwork for a possible renewal. Now, as you know, the relationship between Frankie de Jong and the club has not been a good one since Matteo Alemany tried to push him out 2 seasons ago. It's been very sour. Frankie de Jong has refused on multiple occasions to meet with the club, to even pick up the phone. And today, Ali Dursun, his agent, met with Deco at the Barcelona offices to try to mend bridges, to improve the relationship, and possibly set the groundwork for a possible renewal. And while it's reported that this meeting was a positive one, where both parties, Deco and Ali Dursun, Frankie de Jong's agent, left happy, and it looks like relationships have improved after this meeting, which again could possibly lay the groundwork for a renewal, where Barcelona are willing to renew Frankie de Jong, but on 2 conditions. 1, that he continues performing well, and 2, which is very important, that the Dutch player reduce his salary. Anyways, that is all the news for this video. I uploaded 2 other videos before this one. If you haven't seen them yet, make sure to check them out. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment, and as always, Visca Barça.